Grand Rising. It is Tuesday. So not sure how everyone did with their exercise yesterday. Let's continue to do that. I'm leaving the same picture up. That little girl still needs a little bit more loving. I was telling so for the people who watch this on replay and who aren't in our messenger group, I was telling the girls that my daughter saw my baby picture and she was like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "That's me." And she's like, "You look so Korean there. You don't look Korean now." She's like, "Look at the difference." And I was cracking up. I was like, so funny how anyway, I just thought it was funny because I was like, no, I definitely still look Korean, but with that being said, let's continue with that exercise, that inner child healing. Let's take a deep breath in. Really take the time to fill in your lungs with that air. Feel your stomach expanding and contracting with each breath. We sit in our sacred space with our sacred coven. Going to clear our minds. We're not going to think about breakfast, the reports that are due, the food I want to eat, what I'm going to wear. None of that belongs here. I'm only focusing on the tube, my breath, the light going down, the light going up. I'm going to relax my body. Sink into this space. Release your ego. Our ego likes to create stories in our minds. I'm going to release them right now. So as we're focusing on our inner child this week, let's go to our parents today. Let's specifically go to our mothers. I want everyone to picture their mom. My guides just corrected me and said, I, not I, they. They are funny. They would like us to focus on our mom. Some of us think of our mom and our hearts just warm up. We think of how wonderful she was, warm, giving, caretaker. Some of us think of our moms, have painful memories, words that hurt, hugs that were never there, lack of compassion. Neither mom is wrong. Neither mom is right. Every person is their own human. Every soul that comes down here is on their own mission. Take a look at your mom. See her as she is now. Maybe they have some physical pain going on. Maybe they have some emotional pain going on. Take a look. If your parents are no longer with us, take a look as they were older in age. Go back to whatever last memory they take you to. You see them as an adult. You see them as someone responsible for their actions, their words. You see someone hurting. You see someone and think they should know better. You see someone suffering. You wonder why. Why are they making those choices? Why are they doing those things? Why do they feel that way? It is so hard for us to remember they were also children once. Our parents are just us in an older version. It's so easy for us to look at our parents and think they should have done better. They shouldn't have done this. They should have given me this. They messed up there. If they didn't have the tools, they couldn't do it. Some parents had the tools to provide all of those trips, the vacations, the fun times, the better schools, the extra dance lessons, all the extracurriculars. Some did not. Neither is right, neither is wrong. Go back and look at your mom as a child. Can you see her as a 5-year-old? Can you see your grandparents? If you knew them in life, can you see the way they were parenting your mother? Did they have the tools? What tools did they have? Even though we are given the tools, even though our parents, our grandparents, we may have had a hammer, a screwdriver, a saw, even with the tools. Sometimes we're not taught how to use them. So we may have a hammer, but we may be hitting it and slamming it too hard. That's how our parents were taught. Slam it down hard, get that nail in real good. And then the next generation, the healing. We learn, you don't have to hit it that hard. Doesn't leave a dent in the wood. And my hands don't hurt so bad after. Your mom was once a child. She was programmed. She was given only what she had, only what her parents could give her. They don't want you to dwell too much on the mom today. Just observe it. If it comes back, then great. But think about your mom as a child. They don't want you to go older. Go where it leads you, though. They may reveal something to you that you didn't know, you didn't see, you didn't realize about your mom today. Some of you may have an aha moment today. But today, continue to focus on forgiving yourself. Focus on that little child inside of you. Focus on letting them know how amazing they are. We're going to continue to alchemize our timelines, our stories, our programming, our egos, our higher selves. Everything is aligning. Just look at how beautiful the stairs are starting to appear in front of us. Now we just gotta walk. It's okay to take breaks too. Just focus. Focus on that little child today. If you're ready to change your picture, go ahead. For those of you that need a little bit more time, stay. I am staying. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Guides, ancestors, ascended masters, we thank you. Take a moment of silence here. Do not judge anything. Clear your mind. Want to stay in the space. Go ahead and mute me. Slowly bring your awareness back. You might want to do a nice stretch. Oh, so interesting. In that quiet moment, I ended up at the ocean, my little cove. Yamaya, the ocean goddess, was there. And she actually got out of the water and sat next to me. And I could just hear the ocean. I could feel the breeze. And then I knew it was going to come back up because I know that there's a shift in this whole wedding situation that I'm not doing. And I posted this memory yesterday about being Christ-like. Like, this is in the Bible, but this is in the Bible. Only one is Christ-like. This is in the Bible, and this is in the Bible, but only this is Christ-like. And that's why I said, I know you, as long as you're aligning with your higher self. But here's the thing with the ego too, right? And this is where growth is. And honestly, this is where I'm struggling. Am I putting up a boundary? Like, that's why I'm like, Christ, what's Christ like? How are you, can you be the bigger person? Can you forgive? And in my heart, it's just not there. It's just not. That inner child who's hurting is like, fuck you, here's my boundary, fuck all of you. And that's exactly what's going on, right? So I'm gonna shift out of this space, but I'm not ready, and it's okay. Do you know what I mean? So in the meantime, you may miss things, big things like wedding, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But just as long as you're always in Yamaya, and the ocean is always about being honest about your emotions, being honest about how you're connecting and how you feel. And yeah, so that's what came up for me. Bye, Amy. Oh, Amy had to dip out. Um, does anybody else want to share? Did anything come up?
Oh, I just realized I wasn't muted, but
It's
hopefully
okay.
I wasn't making
We
it
heard
noise.
all of your noises, Melinda. All of them. Just kidding.
What I just wanted to say was that's why I find myself in a bit of a pickle right now for all the bypassing I did, all the doing the right thing, choosing to doing the right thing, even though it was going against what I was feeling. Right? This, that little minister's daughter up there. I got to be this, I got to do that. And it wasn't really. So all those feelings were buried and all that hatred got buried and all of that stuff. And here we are now, you
and
know,
and
cleaning
that's
all that stuff out.
yeah, Melinda. And that's honestly too, like, it's crazy being human, right? Because I'm like so proud of myself for sticking up for that little girl. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
The way that people didn't advocate for her. But then I'm going on the other side, like, because that's what we do. Like, am I biting off my nose to spite my face? Like, am I really like putting up a boundary? Am I being stubborn? Like, oh, geez.
Hmm.
So I just sit with it. I just sit in my space. I was about to ask Christina Love, and I are in I'm getting my grand Reiki master certification right now.
Wow.
And Garrett is just so amazing that I said I'm gonna call him because I don't know if he does this one. Like, I know you don't do like readings, but I really just need you. I'll pay you. I just need your perspective on this because he's like so, the way his perception is, the way he thinks. He is honestly one of my favorite mentors, and I'm just so thankful I wrote him into my contract because um yeah, he really gets me to
Hmm.
shift my way. And I told him yesterday, he's the one that got me to shift the way I think about homeless people. I don't feel sorry for them. There's not this, oh my God, I feel so sorry for them. There is, but there's this separation that I have now where I can go and I don't leave there crying and upset and so emotional. You know what I mean? I
I
have
do
this
know.
like where I can see and I honor their space. This is the path you chose. This is an experience you wanted to have as a human. I'm going to choose to show you some compassion why you chose this experience. Because I know I've
Mhm.
had that experience. I've absolutely been homeless. There's a reason why my heart, since I was a child,
Mhm.
has been
Yep.
pulled to service the homeless. Do you know what I mean? Because I
Yes.
was that girl on the street. I was that guy on the street. I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely had those lifetimes. And then this
Yes.
one, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna skip that part in this life. We'll keep the drugs and the alcohol. I'm gonna overcome it. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna get it this time, and then I'm gonna go back and
Yes.
friends. That's what I'm gonna do. You
And
know,
you did it.
I failed in other lifetimes. I was talking to a client yesterday. Your soul has imprints, guys. Your soul has imprints. Melinda, Wam, Marcella, Jean, Christina, Caroline, Kim, we don't remember certain things from our past life, but our soul does. I have tried every single drug under the sun, everything in this life except heroin and crack. Why was there a hard stop there? Why was there a hard halt there? Why was that I mean, I'm talking special K, horse tranquilizers, where I've slipped into a K hole, and I'll explain. Not fun. Literally praying to God to get me out of this, and I promise I'll never touch it again. And I didn't until, of course, I got addicted to cocaine. Whole nother story. But my soul, I died of a heroin overdose. I've seen it in my past lives. Christina took me back on a Akashic wheel meditation. I went back to that lifetime. I told you guys about it, how my dad was my younger brother, but the year was the 70s. My dad was born in 51. I was born in 77. That's why I'm telling you, time is not linear. We are living out other lifetimes, other facets, our souls. I have 144 facets. You think those other beings aren't in other dimensions right now? That's why I'm not joking when I'm having a bad day and I look up and I'm like, all right, multi-dimensional Kim, I hope you're having a better fucking day in another dimension. Cause right now, here in this dimension, it's not happening. We're having a really bad day today. You know what I mean? Like, and in that life, I overdosed on heroin. Kim doesn't remember that, but my soul does and said, we're not touching that shit again because it did not work out. We did not do well. So let's just skip that one. Okay. Let's keep the other stuff. We're going to skip the other stuff. You know what I mean? So you bring back, yes. Wam says she brings back things like a memory. And I'll say, yes, you feel it, but I don't remember it. Yeah. And that's why I said, like, we don't remember, but our soul does. That's why I like deja vu. I'm like, deja vu when I was little, it was crazy to me. Like other people may have deja vu and they're like, oh, okay. I'm telling you, when I was younger and I had deja vu, it was like, I can't explain the feeling. It would be like I would literally feel the electricity. Like when you watch a movie and it's like and like they're showing you how people like skip dimensions. I literally would feel it when deja vu would
Oh
happen.
my God, Kim, you're like describing me, what's been
Yeah.
happening to me lately. And I've just been like, and that's all I can say is,
I told you guys the glitches in the matrix. There's glitches happening. People are feeling things more. Like I literally be like, when I have deja vu, I know I'm like, oh wow, that literal moment just happened in another dimension to me. And it's so crazy because I know that whatever I do, that whatever is following that moment is not how I made that choice in another dimension. That I had that exact moment in another dimension and it's playing out totally different. And it's like the weirdest feeling. It makes me giddy, but also at the same time, like, dude, so fucking weird. It's so fucking weird. You know what I mean? Like, if you really think about it, it's like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? Why am I here? Like, you know, but it's seriously too much. For a regular human being that doesn't believe in woo-woo, think about it. It's too much. Like, yeah, fucking right. Timeline jumping. Exactly. I didn't tell you guys really quickly because it's 6:30, but one more. remember I did a story about there was a glitch in my matrix, but this time Todd remembered it. How we thought this guy had another job, but he was a lawyer and he did not work as a facilities guy. The kids and I got that fish. We went to feed it the other day. I am telling you, this fish was not in this tank. We looked for a good 5 minutes. There's only one tall fern. There's only two little things in this big ass tank. We looked from the back, we looked from the front, I looked from the top. I was like, this fish is not here. This fish is not here. So I was like, we got to wait for daddy. So I said to the kids, so I turned my back and I'm telling the kids, I was like, guys, we just jumped timelines. And they were like, what? I'm like, our fish, we got her in another timeline. She's in another timeline. We jumped timelines. We're no longer in the timeline where we had the fish. We don't have the fish anymore. She's in another dimension with us on another time. So my 5 and 6-year-old are like, the fuck is she talking about? Right? I turn around. I'm not even kidding. The fish was in the middle of the tank, swimming right smack in the middle of the tank. Like, what the fuck do you mean? I'm right here. And I was like, I know that fish. We looked, that fish was not there. And then right in the middle, didn't come like swimming out of one of the things. It was just right there in the middle. Soon as wacko mama, they're probably like, this bitch is fucking crazy. Like, what the hell is she talking about jumping timelines? The fish is right there. But then it's crazy because like I'm putting these things in their head. And so they're not going to be so shocked when timeline, and they're going to be like, yeah, totally. You know what I mean? Because normal people aren't taught that. We're taught that programming, listen to God, be scared. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? You don't have magic. What do you mean? Magic's not real. They totally believe in magic, Reiki, all that. So anyway, did anybody else want to share? Because you know me, blah, 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 blah.
I like hearing your stories because they're so good. I love it.
I'm like, oh yeah, anybody else want to share?
Hey, it's Melinda here. I'll share.
Yes.
My
Yes.
timeline jump was yesterday. I'm cleaning out my boyfriend's apartment, right? I've got my car parked at the front of the house, and I go in with my brother-in-law, and we're looking up in the garage. I come out, my car's gone. I'm like, holy shit, my car got stolen. So I phone 911. Um, and then all of a sudden we see all these cars driving down right across the road from John's place is a marina. And we see all these cop cars going down there. And so then another cop goes by and I flag her down. She goes, oh, we found your car. It had crossed the road. It was on a level parking spot. I'm sure it's a standard, but I always put it in gear. Like I don't remember. I can't say, oh yeah, I put it in gear for sure, but I always do. It crossed the very busy road, went down a hill in the parking lot of the marina, and hit their sign and got hung up on their sign. This was my car. This is while I'm cleaning out John's place, and there's a lot of activity in there.
Oh my God.
And yeah, the cop comes. She's got tattoos everywhere. She's exactly like you, Kim, in a way. Like I'm not saying about the tattoos, but just the way her energy.
Yeah, I'm about to be tad. Guys, it's so funny because I'm 46. Wait till I'm 55. I'm gonna look like I ride a Harley Davidson. There's gonna be fucking tattoos everywhere. But anyway, so yeah, you did see me. That was me in that timeline.
It was the weirdest thing. And
Is your car
nobody got
okay?
hurt. Oh, it's got a really big smuck. I drove it home. I talked her into it to stop,
She
like,
drove it home.
Wow.
it's all ripped on one corner. But you know, the
John
weird
wanted
thing,
to go for one last ride.
well, yeah, something weird happened
He
there.
didn't
And
realize that ghosts can't change the shifts. Like, John, I know this might have sounded like a good idea. He probably got in with like, oh shit. I
well,
have plans.
I was blaming it on the guy that lives downstairs because he works on the dark side all the time. And he's right off
Mm,
his nut and a big narcissist. And we had a falling out years ago. And he says to me, He said, "Oh no, I said, did you see anything?" He goes, "I saw the car going the other way." And then, right. And then
Didn't
when
mean to,
I,
didn't want to tell you to interrupt your cleaning or anything. Just seen your car going the other way by
Right?
itself.
yeah. And then he says, when I was leaving, he goes, yeah, like, you must have some enemies, I said. And in my head, I'm like, you're my only enemy that I know of. If I could use that word, I don't have enemies.
I bet
But I
that's
honestly, I
cool.
told the cop I thought it was my ex-partner that died. Like, and my twin sister, it was her husband, and it was helping me clean out, and they're having a good fucking joke. I was thinking, excuse my language, right? But
That's
I
hilarious.
said that to the cop, and she was giggling too. She believed everything I said. She's like, right? It
No,
was,
Jean just put, excuse me, is your car running? It just ran by our door.
and then we're down. We wait because we have to get a tow truck to get it off the sign from the park that. And everybody and their dog is coming by and literally with their dog and their camera going by, taking pictures. We're sitting there down there, right? The whole thing was totally surreal, right?
I
And
fucking love it. That is so funny, Melinda. I really wish you posted like me so that way there would be like video on your Facebook right now that I could go look at. Oh, well, we're gonna send love. I'm gonna extend love because that's what we're learning too. Garrett says, don't send love, extend love because it's an extension of you, which that's why I was like, I fucking love this guy. But it's so true. So I'm extending love to all of you today. So
Mwah.
much love. No more car accidents. No more
No.
shifting. I mean, of course, we're gonna shift timelines, but take it easy on us, guys. So, yeah, I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow for Wednesday. I love you guys. Have a great day.
Bye bye. Love you too, Kim.